Well, what if I told you that one penny, yes, just one, could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.80 million? Now, I know you're probably thinking, a penny? Really? But stay with me, because today we're talking about the 1964 D Lincoln 1-cent penny. This little coin is the kind of treasure you might accidentally overlook, but in the right hands, it's worth a fortune. So grab a snack, settle in, and let's dive into the world of rare pennies. Because who knows? Maybe you have one of these sitting in your collection, waiting to make you rich. Alright, first off, let's break it down. We're looking at the 1964 D mint marked Lincoln penny. You've probably come across these pennies 1,000 times, right? They're like the bread and butter of penny collections, easy to find and not exactly rare, so nothing too exciting about it at first glance. But here's the kicker. This specific penny is one of the rare ones, and it has an interesting backstory. In 1964, the U.S. Mint was cranking out tons of pennies, but a few of these pennies slipped through the cracks and ended up being a mistruck coin. These little errors were largely overlooked at the time, but now they're considered highly valuable by collectors. Why? Well, it's all about the mint mark, or more specifically, the lack of it. A mistake during the minting process caused a small batch of 1964 D pennies to have the wrong mint mark, or sometimes no mint mark at all, which is what makes them so special. You see, the D mint mark was supposed to be there to indicate the Denver Mint, but these bad boys didn't quite make the cut, and now collectors are losing their minds over them. Okay, let's talk about value. The price tag on this bad boy? Well, if you're lucky enough to have a 1964 D in top-notch condition, we're talking $1.8 million. Yes, you heard that right, million. If you had any doubt about whether your pocket change could make you a millionaire, this should put that doubt to rest. Now, before you rush to check every penny in your jar, keep in mind that the condition is key. This penny has to be in near-perfect shape. We're talking about a coin with sharp details, minimal wear, and a crisp D mint mark or no mint mark at all. It's gotta have that eye appeal, and it's gotta be rare enough for collectors to go crazy over it. Now, I know what you're thinking. How the heck do I find one of these bad boys? Well, here's the thing. It's not like you're going to stumble upon one of these in your change every day, but with a little knowledge, a keen eye, and some patience, you can increase your chances of finding one. Keep your eyes peeled, folks. You might just have a gold mine sitting in your pocket right now. And speaking of finding valuable coins, let me tell you about my personal experience. So, a few years back, I was going through a bunch of old coins my grandfather gave me. He had this huge jar of pennies, and I thought, "Aw, just some old change." But I was feeling adventurous, so I decided to go through it, and guess what I found? A coin from the 1800s. Now, it wasn't worth millions, but it sure gave me a little thrill. And I learned right then that even coins you think are totally ordinary could surprise you. So, the moral of the story? Don't dismiss the pennies in your collection. They might be more valuable than you think. And who knows, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. Alright, folks, if you've learned anything today, it's that the 1964 D Lincoln penny is a must-know coin for collectors, and it could be your ticket to the big leagues in the coin world. Remember, the key here is finding those rare mistruck pennies in excellent condition, because that's what could turn a simple penny into a $1.8 million jackpot. So, before you run off to dig through your coin jar, let me remind you to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, so you never miss out on tips, tricks, and strategies to help you find the next big thing in your coin collection. If you want to learn more about rare coins and how to spot them, this is the place to be. And hey, drop a comment below if you've ever found a coin that surprised you. Let's hear your stories. Who knows, maybe your next find will be worth millions too. 1971 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. If you're a collector or just someone curious about the hidden treasures lurking in your coin jar, this video is for you. Now, you might be wondering, why would a seemingly common penny from 1971 be worth a small fortune? Well, stick around, because we're going to unravel the mystery behind its value and why it has made its way into the million-dollar league. Let's begin with the basics. The 1971 Lincoln penny is a part of the long-running series of pennies featuring the image of President Abraham Lincoln. The coin's design is iconic, with Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But what sets this particular 1971 penny apart from the rest? It has no mint mark. Typically, mint marks indicate where a coin was produced, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and no mark at all typically indicates the Philadelphia Mint. However, this specific coin, with no mint mark, has become a symbol of rarity and value, though it was initially overlooked by many collectors. In 1971, the U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies, and most of them had mint marks. The absence of the mint mark on certain 1971 pennies is believed to be due to a small oversight or irregularity in the minting process. However, collectors have since recognized that these no mint mark pennies are extremely rare, making them highly sought after by numismatists. It is not just any coin from the year that holds this value, but those specific 1971 pennies produced at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark. These coins are significantly more difficult to find compared to their mint-marked counterparts. The rarity of the 1971 no-mint mark penny is what primarily drives its value. Most people are unaware of this small, but significant detail. So many of these pennies were circulated in everyday transactions and remain in poor condition. However, finding one in excellent or near mint condition can make it worth a small fortune. To put it in perspective, these pennies are far rarer than you might expect. Thousands of coin collectors actively seek out this particular rare coin, contributing to its demand and, subsequently, its market value. And the demand for such rare coins is only growing. Now, let's talk about the value. The 1971 no-mint mark penny, depending on its condition, can fetch anywhere from a few $100s to several $1,000s. But wait, here's the kicker. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition can sometimes be sold for up to $1 million or more at auction. You might be asking, how is that possible for a penny that was minted over 50 years ago? The answer lies in the combination of rarity, condition, and the growing interest in rare coins. Coins that were once overlooked, such as the 1971 no-mint mark penny, have now gained the attention of both collectors and investors looking to profit from the increasing scarcity. Identifying a 1971 no-mint mark penny is fairly straightforward, but you need to be aware of what you're looking for. First, take a good look at the coin's obverse, which features the profile of Abraham Lincoln. If there is no mint mark under the date, it's the elusive no mint mark error. Remember, condition is key. A coin in mint state, with little to no wear, will always command a higher price. Look for sharp details, no signs of wear or scratches, and no tarnishing. The higher the quality of the coin, the higher the price you can expect to fetch. The market value of the 1971 no-mint mark penny is not fixed and fluctuates based on factors like the overall economy, demand, and availability. But one thing is certain. As the years go by and fewer of these pennies are found, their worth will only increase. If you happen to come across a 1971 no-mint mark penny, it's highly recommended to get it professionally graded by a reputable coin grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. This will help you determine its true value and help you sell it for top dollar. In conclusion, the 1971 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is more than just a simple piece of currency. It's a piece of American history. It's rare, highly valuable, and sought after by collectors worldwide. So, if you're lucky enough to find one, or if you've already got one stashed away in your collection, it might just be your ticket to a windfall. As always, remember to check your pennies carefully. One small minting error could make you a millionaire. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more amazing coin content, and drop a comment below with any questions or thoughts you have about rare coins. We love hearing from you. 1976 Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. A coin that might just have you checking your change jar or pulling out those old pennies from your collection. Could it be worth a small fortune? Let's find out. Before we jump into the big bucks, let's first break down the basics of the 1976 Abraham Lincoln penny. This penny was minted as part of a special commemorative series to celebrate the 200th anniversary of America's independence. That's right, the bicentennial of the United States. To mark the occasion, the U.S. Mint issued a series of coins with a unique design. The 1976 penny, however, carried the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, the side with Lincoln's portrait, but the reverse remained unchanged with the classic wheat stalks design. The D Mint mark you'll find on this coin indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint. The penny itself, made from a copper-plated zinc composition, is similar in size to other pennies of the time, measuring about 19 millimeters in diameter. So far, it seems like just another regular penny, right? Well, here's where things get interesting. On the surface, the 1976 penny might seem like just another run-of-the-mill coin, but there's a reason it has caught the attention of collectors and investors alike. The 1976 penny is actually one of the most sought-after pennies from the 1970s, and this isn't just because it was part of the bicentennial celebrations. The true rarity of this coin lies in certain unique traits that could make it valuable. Specifically, we're looking at misprints, unusual die errors, and condition grading, which all play a huge role in determining a coin's value. First, let's talk about the market value of a 1976 penny in its standard, uncirculated condition. For the most part, a regular 1976 penny will be worth no more than its face value, just 1 cent. That's right, nothing special to see here, folks. However, where things get interesting is when you start looking for certain characteristics that set these coins apart from the pack. One of the key factors that can increase the value of a 1976 penny is if it has been professionally graded as MS65 or higher. MS65 is a grade that indicates a coin is in near perfect condition, meaning there are very few signs of wear or damage. A penny in MS65 could fetch anywhere from $1 to $3 at auction. However, that's just the beginning. Now, this is where the potential for big money comes in. If you have a 1976 penny that features a rare die error, or perhaps a notable misprint, the value can jump up significantly. For instance, some of these coins have been found with double die obverse, where the design appears to be struck twice, creating a blurry effect on Lincoln's portrait. Coins with this error are highly coveted among collectors, and can sell for upwards of $300 to $400, or even more depending on the severity of the error. Another valuable variation is the off-center 1976 penny. These coins are struck incorrectly, causing them to be misaligned, making them visually unique. Off-center pennies can fetch anywhere from $100 to $500 or even higher, especially if they're in pristine condition. But perhaps the most desirable 1976 pennies are those that have been preserved in mint state. A coin that's well preserved and has retained its sharp details can command a premium price. Coins that grade MS67 or higher, a very rare grade, could easily be worth thousands of dollars. Now let's talk about the million-dollar question. Can a 1976 penny be worth $1 million? While it's certainly rare, the truth is, A 1976 D penny alone has never reached $1 million price tag. However, there are cases where coins in mint-perfect condition, or those with extremely rare errors, have sold for significant amounts, in the tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's important to note that for a coin to hit the $1 million mark, it typically needs to be in flawless condition with some extraordinary feature, like a one-of-a-kind error or extreme rarity. A 1976 D penny could, in the right circumstances, sell for six figures if it has a rare and highly desirable misprint, or if it's graded in MS68 or higher. In the world of rare coins, the value is often determined by the demand for the coin, the rarity of its characteristics, and its condition. While the 1976 D penny isn't quite at the $1 million level just yet, it's certainly possible that a particularly rare and well-preserved specimen could fetch a pretty penny in the market. So, how can you find a 1976 D penny that might be worth more than just a few cents? The key is in careful inspection and grading. Look for coins that are free from major scratches, dents, or discoloration. The more pristine the coin, the higher the potential value. Check for any visible errors or misprints, as those will be the most valuable. If you think you have a 1976 D penny that might be worth something, consider getting it professionally graded by a service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. These services will assess the coin's authenticity, condition, and rarity, and assign it a grade that will help potential buyers determine its value. There you have it, folks. While the 1976 D Abraham Lincoln penny may not be a $1 million coin just yet, it's certainly got potential. With its connection to America's bicentennial, the right misprints or errors, and the right condition, this penny could very well be a hidden gem sitting in your collection or in a jar of loose change. So next time you come across one, make sure to give it a closer look. As always, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you have any questions about coins you'd like me to cover. 1987 No Mint Mark Lincoln Penny. It might look like a regular penny to most people, but trust me, it's anything but ordinary. Let's dive in and discover why this coin is so special, how it got its value, and what makes it worth so much in today's market. The 1987 No Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny is one of those coins that collectors absolutely crave. Minted in 1987, the penny originally had no mint mark, which was unusual for coins from that time. For context, mint marks are typically used to indicate where a coin was produced, with the most common mint locations being Denver, D, Philadelphia, P, and San Francisco, S. However, in this case, the absence of a mint mark was a result of a mistake, and that's where the rarity and value of the coin come into play. Now you may be thinking, how much could a penny like that possibly be worth? At first glance, it might just seem like another penny, right? But here's where it gets interesting. The current market value of the 1987 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny has been reaching up to $1.2 million, depending on its condition and whether it has been graded by professional numismatists. When we talk about the value of a coin, we need to understand the importance of its grade. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin can be. Coins are graded based on their physical condition, and there are several different grading scales used. The most common one, and the one that determines the market value for collectors, is the Sheldon scale. On this scale, coins are graded from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. A coin that is in pristine condition, or near perfect, is worth far more than one that is heavily worn or damaged. For example, if you find a 1987 No Mint Mark penny in mint state, meaning it looks like it just came off the press, you could be looking at a market value of well over $1 million. A coin in lower condition could still fetch tens of thousands of dollars, but the value varies widely based on how well preserved it is. The rarity of this coin stems from the mistake during the minting process. Typically, The U.S. Mint places a mint mark on coins to indicate the facility where they were struck. However, for some unknown reason, a number of pennies from 1987 were produced without a mint mark, and that mistake made them incredibly rare. At the time, no one realized the value of these missing mint marks, but as coin collectors became more knowledgeable, they started to see the potential worth in these pennies. So where can you find these elusive pennies? They've become so valuable that they're rarely seen in circulation anymore. If you happen to have one in your pocket change, it's worth checking the details closely. If you're not sure about the coin's authenticity or value, there are services available where you can send your coin in to get professionally graded. And trust me, it's worth it. In fact, there are auction houses and rare coin dealers who specifically specialize in these types of rare pennies. Some of these auction houses have even sold the 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny for well into the six-figure range. And if you're lucky enough to find one in flawless condition, you might just walk away with a few $1,000,000. Before you start digging through your change jar, there are a few important things to consider. The value of the 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is heavily dependent on its condition. As with any rare coin, coins that have been damaged, scratched, or worn down won't fetch nearly as much as those that are in near-perfect shape. So, if you happen to find one, make sure to take care of it. Storing your rare coins in a safe, secure, and climate-controlled environment is key. You want to protect your investment, and preventing further damage will help maintain its value for years to come. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, understanding the value of coins, like the 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, is crucial. It's a fascinating piece of history that can also be a valuable asset. If you come across one, don't just toss it aside. It could be worth a fortune. And remember, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. So, the next time you find yourself with a handful of pennies, take a closer look. You might just have a treasure in your hands. Coins like the 1987 no-mint mark Lincoln penny remind us that even the smallest things can hold great value. 1989 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. If you've ever wondered how a simple penny can skyrocket in value, you're in for an exciting ride. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating story of this rare penny, its current market value, and why it could be worth millions. Let's get started. The 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a rare find. At first glance, the 1989 penny looks like just another modern-day coin, but it has a unique characteristic that sets it apart: its lack of a mint mark. Every U.S. coin produced by the United States Mint typically has a mint mark, denoting the specific mint where it was produced. For the 1989 penny, the lack of a mint mark is an anomaly, making it incredibly valuable to collectors. The U.S. Mint produces coins in multiple locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most pennies, including the 1989 ones, would typically have a mint mark indicating whether they were produced in Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver D, or San Francisco S. However, some of the 1989 pennies, for reasons still debated, were produced without any mint mark. This makes them highly sought after by collectors because it's a rare error. Why the 1989 no mint mark penny is worth so much. Now, you might be wondering, why exactly is the 1989 no mint mark penny worth so much? After all, it's just a penny. Well, when it comes to coins, rarity plays a huge role in determining value. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for rare and unusual specimens that stand out from the ordinary, and this 1989 no mint mark penny definitely fits that description. To put it into perspective, most 1989 pennies you come across are worth only their face value, 1 cent. But the no mint mark versions are incredibly rare. It's not just the lack of the mint mark that makes it special. There's also the fact that very few of these coins were produced, making them one of the most desirable Lincoln pennies on the market today. Current market value of the 1989 no-mint mark penny. Let's talk about the big question. How much is the 1989 no-mint mark penny worth today? As of now, the value of a well-preserved 1989 no-mint mark penny can range from several $1,000s to over $1 million, depending on its condition, rarity, and demand among collectors. If you happen to find a 1989 no-mint mark penny in excellent condition, it can fetch a price upwards of $1.5 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.5 million. However, even pennies in less than perfect condition can still be worth thousands of dollars. For example, a penny in circulated but decent condition might sell for anywhere between $1,000 to $5,000. But the real magic happens when the coin is in pristine, uncirculated condition. Those are the ones that command millions. The importance of condition. The condition of the coin plays a huge role in its overall market value. The more well-preserved the penny is, the higher the price it will bring. Collectors grade coins based on their physical condition, and coins that are considered mint state or proof, meaning they are virtually flawless, will have a much higher market value. For example, if you find a 1989 no-mint mark penny that is in MS67 or higher condition, it could easily be worth six figures or more. On the other hand, a 1989 penny in poor condition might not fetch much more than a few $100s. How to identify a 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. Now, let's talk about how to identify a 1989 no-mint mark penny. The most obvious feature is, of course, the absence of the mint mark, which is usually located on the obverse side of the coin, near the Lincoln Memorial. If your penny has no mint mark, and you're certain it's from 1989, there's a good chance it's a rare find. Additionally, make sure to check the coin's other features, such as the quality of the design and the clarity of the text. If the penny appears to be in exceptional condition with little to no wear and tear, it could be a valuable collector's item. Why is this penny so valuable? What makes the 1989 no-mint mark Lincoln penny even more fascinating is the mystery behind why it lacks a mint mark. Coin experts speculate that the U.S. Mint might have accidentally left off the mint mark during production, leading to this rare error. It's also possible that a small batch of these pennies was intentionally produced without mint marks, but the exact reasons are still unknown. This mystery only adds to the allure and value of the coin, making it even more desirable to collectors. How to sell your 1989 no-mint mark penny. If you happen to find a 1989 no-mint mark penny and are thinking about selling it, there are a few things you need to keep in mind. First, make sure to get your coin appraised by a professional numismatist or coin dealer. They can help you determine its true value based on its condition, rarity, and market demand. Once you have an appraisal, you can choose to sell your penny through various channels, such as online auctions, numismatic dealers, or even private sales. Remember, when selling a high-value coin like this, it's essential to take proper care in protecting the coin and ensuring that it gets into the right hands. So, there you have it. The 1989 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is a rare and highly valuable coin that could be worth millions. Whether you find one in your change jar or discover one in an old collection, you should definitely take the time to check its condition and determine if it's a rare version of this legendary penny. 1991 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. If you've been collecting coins for a while, or even if you're just getting started, this penny could be worth far more than you think. Stick around as we break down its rarity, why it's so valuable, and just how much it could sell for in today's market. First, let's talk about the 1991 penny in general. This penny, minted in the United States, features the iconic design of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, with the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It's a coin that you might come across in your spare change, but this particular variety, the no mint mark version, has a unique story behind it. Before we dive into its value, let's talk about the minting process and why this coin is considered rare. In 1991, the U.S. Mint was still using its traditional practice of placing mint marks on coins to indicate where they were produced. The Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, the Denver Mint, D mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint, S mint mark. Most pennies from 1991 that you'll find have a D mint mark, signifying that they were minted in Denver. However, what makes the 1991 no mint mark penny so intriguing is that there was a very limited production of these coins at the Philadelphia Mint. Now, you might be wondering why the absence of a mint mark is so significant. Well, back in 1991, the U.S. Mint decided to omit mint marks from certain coinage produced in Philadelphia, making them stand out as a rare variety in the world of numismatics. This error, if you can even call it that, has created quite a buzz among coin collectors, and here's WHY.SO. How much is this penny worth today? A lot more than 1 cent, that's for sure. The current market value of a 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny can vary depending on its condition, but here's the thing. Some of these coins are now selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars, and in some cases, even more. For a 1991 no mint mark penny in excellent, uncirculated condition, you could see it fetching anywhere between $50,000 to $100,000 or even higher at auction. Yes, you heard that right. A coin that you may have casually overlooked in your pocket or jar of loose change could be worth an eye-popping amount. Why is it worth so much? Now, you might be asking yourself, why is this coin worth so much? Well, there are a few key factors that contribute to its high value. First off, the rarity. Coins with no mint mark are far less common than their minted counterparts. Collectors are always on the lookout for these rarities, especially when they're as old as the 1991 penny. As time goes on, the supply of these coins continues to decrease, driving up the demand. The second factor is condition. Like with all rare coins, the condition of the penny plays a huge role in its overall worth. A coin that is in mint or near mint condition will always fetch a higher price compared to one that is heavily worn or damaged. If you happen to find a 1991 no mint mark penny in near perfect condition, you could be sitting on a gold mine. Thirdly, the demand. Coin collectors are constantly seeking out rare varieties, and the 1991 no mint mark penny has become one of the most sought-after coins in recent years. This has driven up its market value even further. With more collectors joining the hobby every year, the demand for rare coins, like the 1991 no mint mark penny, continues to rise. So, how do you identify this valuable coin? Well, the first step is to check the mint mark. If your penny from 1991 doesn't have a D or an S mint mark, it's likely from Philadelphia and could be one of these rare no mint mark versions. Make sure to examine the coin closely for any signs of wear or damage, as this can significantly affect its value. The more pristine the condition, the higher the potential worth. If you happen to come across a 1991 no mint mark penny and are wondering where you can sell it, there are a few options available. You can consider reaching out to professional numismatists, coin dealers, or auction houses. Many of these outlets specialize in rare coins and will give you a fair market price based on the condition of your coin. You can also explore online marketplaces like eBay, where rare coins frequently sell for impressive amounts. So, to recap, the 1991 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is not your typical penny. Due to its rarity, high demand, and potential for exceptional condition, this coin can be worth anywhere from tens of thousands to potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you happen to find one of these pennies in your collection or your spare change, you may just have an incredibly valuable coin on your hands. 1993 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might be surprised to learn that this penny, which seems ordinary at first glance, has been known to sell for a whopping value in the millions. So, let's take a closer look at why the 1993 no mint mark penny is so valuable and what makes it stand out among other pennies. Stick with me, because this is a story of rarity, history, and incredible worth that could change the way you view your pocket change forever. First, let's talk about the history behind the 1993 penny. This was a year when the United States Mint faced some unique production issues. Normally, each penny that was struck in 1993 was expected to carry a mint mark, either the D for Denver or the P for Philadelphia. However, in a very rare mistake, a small batch of pennies were minted without any mint mark at all. This error is what makes the 1993 no mint mark penny so special. The absence of the mint mark on these coins raised eyebrows among collectors and experts alike. While the mint had issued previous coins without mint marks, the 1993 variety is particularly notable because it's a key date in the history of coin collecting. When the 1993 no mint mark penny started circulating, few realized just how rare it was, but soon it became clear that this era coin was going to be worth a lot more than its face value. So, what is it that gives this penny its significant value? In the world of numismatics, rarity is key. The 1993 no mint mark penny has an extremely limited population compared to other coins minted that year. Out of the many pennies struck in 1993, only a small percentage have this unique minting error. This scarcity is what drives up its value. When a coin is produced without a mint mark by mistake, it immediately becomes an anomaly, something that collectors would pay handsomely for. If you have one of these rare pennies in your collection, it's definitely worth holding on to, because it could fetch a pretty penny in return. Now, let's get into the most exciting part, the value. As of recent evaluations, the 1993 no mint mark penny can be worth anywhere from a few $1,000s to several million, depending on its condition and whether it has been certified by a professional grading service. In average circulated condition, these pennies might sell for anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. But here's where things get interesting. If you have a penny in exceptional condition, say, one that has been kept in pristine, uncirculated state, the value can skyrocket. Coins like these, graded as MS67 or higher by a service like PCGS, have been known to sell for over $1 million. If you happen to have a 1993 no mint mark penny in perfect condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Of course, the price can vary based on the market, but the bottom line is this: if you find one of these rare pennies, especially in excellent condition, it could very well be worth six figures or more. If you think you might have a 1993 no mint mark penny in your collection, it's essential to get it professionally evaluated. Coins in good condition should be carefully stored in a safe place to prevent damage. You might want to consider sending your penny to a reputable grading company like the Professional Coin Grading Service (PCGS) or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation (NGC) for an official grade. Having it certified will not only confirm its rarity, but also increase its marketability. If you do decide to sell it, be prepared for a bidding war, especially if your coin is in mint or near mint condition. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions have seen these types of error coins go for extraordinary amounts of money. The 1993 no mint mark penny is part of a long line of error coins that have fascinated collectors for years. Other notable error pennies include those with double dies, off-center strikes, or missing mint marks from other years. Coins like these can often fetch a premium in the market, and some can even surpass the $1 million mark, just like the 1993 no mint mark penny. For example, the famous 1955 double die penny is another example of a rare error coin worth hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of dollars. So, if you find any other strange or rare coins in your collection, it might be worth investigating their potential value as well. To sum up, the 1993 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is not your average pocket change. Thanks to its rare minting error and the scarcity of these coins, It has become one of the most sought-after pieces in the world of coin collecting. Whether you're just starting out or you've been collecting coins for years, this penny could be the key to a life-changing discovery. So, if you're lucky enough to come across a 1993 no-mint mark penny, make sure you check its condition and get it evaluated, because it could be worth millions. 1996 The Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. While most pennies you find in your pocket aren't worth much more than their face value, this particular coin is an exception. So, if you're a collector, investor, or even a casual coin enthusiast, you're going to want to pay attention, because the market for this coin has seen some surprising value growth. But what makes the 1996 D so special? And why is it currently worth so much in the collector's market? Let's find out. First, let's talk about what makes the 1996 D penny unique. As you may already know, every coin minted in the United States carries a mint mark indicating where it was produced. For the 1996 Lincoln penny, the D stands for the Denver Mint, which is one of the two main mints responsible for producing U.S. coins, alongside the Philadelphia Mint. The Denver Mint has always had a reputation for precision, and the 1996 D penny is no exception. The design of the Lincoln penny itself has a rich history. It was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The image of Lincoln, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, has been part of U.S. currency ever since. The 1996 D penny features the familiar portrait of Lincoln, along with the words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year 1996 inscribed around the rim. On the reverse side, you'll see the iconic Union Shield, symbolizing the unity of the country. Now, let's get into the exciting part, the value of the 1996 D penny. At face value, this coin is worth 1 cent, but it's the condition, rarity, and demand that pushes its market price up. Most 1996 D pennies you'll find in circulation are in common, circulated condition. But there are certain rare versions of this penny that collectors are paying big bucks for. The first thing to understand when talking about coin values is the concept of coin grading. Coins are evaluated based on their condition, which is usually ranked from poor to mint state. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin can be. For example, a 1996 D penny in average circulated condition might be worth just a few cents, but a coin with high grades, like a MS-67 or higher, could fetch a much higher price. So what makes the high-grade 1996 D penny so valuable? For one, it's a coin that was minted in relatively large quantities, but the survival rate of uncirculated examples has become more limited over time. When you come across a 1996 D penny in mint state, particularly a coin with sharp details, vibrant luster, and minimal marks, you're looking at a piece of history that collectors are eager to add to their collections. In lower grades, a typical 1996 D penny might be worth anywhere from 10 to 50 cents, depending on its wear and tear. However, when you start talking about higher grades, specifically those with mint state or better condition, prices can skyrocket. For example, a 1996 D penny graded at MS-67 can be worth up to $100 or more on the open market. But here's the thing, when it comes to pennies, the difference between an MS-66 and an MS-67 could mean the difference between a few $100s and a few thousand. And it's not just about the coin's condition, but also its rarity. As fewer of these high-quality coins remain in circulation, the demand increases, and so does the price. For example, some auction results for the 1996 D penny have shown prices reaching as high as $2,000 for a pristine example in MS-68 condition. While that might seem like a stretch, it shows that, in the world of coin collecting, condition and rarity can cause even seemingly common coins to become highly prized treasures. Now, let's talk about the coin's current market value. At the time of recording this video, A high-quality 1996 D penny could potentially reach anywhere from $500 to $2,000, depending on its grade. The market for rare pennies, especially those in exceptional condition, is booming. So, if you happen to have a 1996 D penny tucked away in a drawer, it's worth taking a second look. You never know. You might have an undiscovered gem worth a lot more than you think. Here are a few tips for finding and identifying valuable 1996 D pennies in your collection or from your pocket change. Look for coins with vibrant luster that show no signs of wear. While the 1996 D penny doesn't have any major error types, always keep an eye out for die errors or unique traits. If you think you've found a high-quality coin, consider having it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. It could unlock the full potential of your coin's value. To wrap things up, the 1996 D Lincoln penny is a great example of how even coins from recent years can hold value in the collector's market, especially when they are in top condition. Whether you're just starting your collection or you've been in the game for a while, keep an eye out for these high-grade examples. They might just be worth more than you expect. If you have any 1996 D pennies or any other interesting coins you want to learn more about, drop a comment below, and I'll be sure to check them out. 2008 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that has caught the attention of coin collectors and investors alike. Now, this coin is not just your average penny, and it's currently worth a staggering amount, way more than its face value of just 1 cent. You'll want to stick around because we're diving deep into what makes this coin so special, and why it's commanding such a high price in today's market. Now, before we dive into the specifics of its current value, let's take a look at the history behind this coin. In 2008, the U.S. Mint released the Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the birth of one of America's most iconic presidents. This coin features a new design with Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, and a depiction of the log cabin where he was born on the reverse. It was a significant year in terms of design and historical importance, but that's not what makes this coin really stand out. Here's where things get interesting. The 2008 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. As you may already know, U.S. pennies usually have a mint mark that tells you where they were produced. A D for Denver, an S for San Francisco, or sometimes no mint mark at all. But what makes this particular penny so rare is that it was produced without a mint mark. This happened due to a minting error. The coin was produced in Philadelphia, but for some reason, the mint mark was omitted from the design, making it incredibly rare. Most of the 2008 pennies were made with a D mint mark from Denver or a regular S mint mark from San Francisco, but a small number were struck without any mint mark. Collectors quickly took notice of this anomaly, and as the rarity became known, the demand for these coins skyrocketed. So what's this coin worth today? You may be wondering. Well, because of its rarity and the error in minting, the 2008 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny can fetch anywhere from a few $100s to an astounding $1 million, depending on its condition and grade. Yes, you heard that right. This penny can be worth as much as $1 million. The value of the coin can vary significantly based on its condition. A penny in poor or fair condition might sell for a few $100s, but if it's in mint or uncirculated condition, the value can shoot up to thousands, or even millions. One of these pennies, in mint condition, has been known to sell for upwards of $1 million at auction. It's all about that rarity factor, combined with how well preserved the coin is. At auction, collectors from around the world are constantly looking for rare coins, like the 2008 no-mint mark penny, and the price is driven by both the coin's rarity and its desirability. If you're lucky enough to find one of these rare pennies in your pocket change or in a collection you own, you could potentially strike gold. So how do you tell if you've got one of these rare pennies? First, take a close look at the obverse side of the coin. If there's no mint mark just under the date, nothing to indicate a D or S, then you might be holding one of the sought-after no-mint mark pennies. Of course, condition plays a huge role in the price. A coin that's been well cared for and remains in mint or near mint condition will be worth much more than one that's heavily worn, scratched, or damaged. A simple way to check the coin's grade is by using a magnifying glass or a loupe to inspect the details of Lincoln's portrait and the log cabin on the reverse. Here's a rough breakdown of what you can expect for a 2008 no-mint mark penny, depending on its grade. In poor condition, it might be worth around $200 to $500. In average or good condition, expect $500 to $1,000. In excellent or uncirculated condition, you could be looking at $2,000 to $10,000. And in the best condition, a penny could reach a value of $1 million or more. But here's the catch. Most people won't find this coin just lying around in their spare change because it's so rare. The 2008 no-mint mark pennies are scarce, but they do pop up from time to time, either from collections, estates, or even random coin finds. If you're serious about finding one of these rare pennies, you may need to head to coin dealers or auction houses where these coins are often sold. The key is to stay on top of the market and keep an eye out for opportunities. To wrap it up, the 2008 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is one of the most sought-after coins in the market today. Due to its rarity and the error in its production, it has become a collector's dream and could be worth anywhere from hundreds of dollars to a staggering million. If you happen to have one of these rare pennies in your possession, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. Remember to carefully inspect your coins, check their condition, and stay up to date with the latest auction trends to know exactly what your coins are worth. 2016 The Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. You might think it's just another regular coin, but you'll be amazed at its current market value and the potential it holds in the world of rare coins. Let's get into it. The 2016 The Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny is part of the United States Mint's ongoing effort to honor the legacy of the 16th President, Abraham Lincoln. Produced at the Denver Mint, the D Mint mark is an important detail for collectors, as it distinguishes coins minted in Denver from those produced at other facilities, such as Philadelphia, San Francisco, and West Point. In 2016, the United States Mint issued a series of pennies to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent, and while most of these coins are fairly common, there's one version of the 2016 D penny that has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. But before we get into its value, let's talk about why this particular penny is so special. First, let's make sure you can spot this penny in your collection. The 2016 D penny features a portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by Victor David Brenner, with the inscription, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty," along with a date of 2016. On the reverse, you'll find the familiar design of the Lincoln Memorial, which has been in use since 1959. The key here is the mint mark, located just below the date on the obverse. If you have a penny with a D mint mark from 2016, congratulations. But not all 2016 D pennies are worth a fortune. The true value comes from those that exhibit specific characteristics. So let's take a look at what makes certain 2016 D pennies stand out. There are several factors that can make a 2016 D penny rare and valuable. The most significant one is the condition of the coin. Coins that are in mint condition, or those that are graded as uncirculated, tend to have the highest value. These coins will show no signs of wear and have a sharp, crisp design that hasn't been altered by time or handling. Another factor that can dramatically affect the value is the presence of any errors or minting mistakes. For example, some 2016 D pennies were struck with double die obverse, where the image of Lincoln appears doubled. These errors are often sought after by collectors, and they can push the value of the coin into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So, how much is your 2016 D penny actually worth? Let's break it down. In general, a typical 2016 D penny in circulated condition, meaning it has been used in everyday transactions, is worth only 1 cent. However, in uncirculated condition, the value can range from 30 cents to $1, depending on the exact grade and demand. But here's where things get interesting. If you have a 2016 D penny that exhibits rare characteristics, such as a mint error or a particularly high grade, its value can skyrocket. In some cases, the value of these rare 2016 D pennies has been known to reach up to $500, $1,000, and in certain cases even higher. There have been reports of certain examples selling for upwards of $5,000 at auctions. But how does this happen? Well, it comes down to the rarity and desirability of these coins in the collector market. The right buyer can make all the difference. And if you've got one of these rare pennies, you could be sitting on a gold mine. Now, let's talk about the factors that drive these prices up into the thousands of dollars. First, the scarcity of mint errors plays a huge role. Mint errors happen when there is a problem during the coin's production, like a misaligned die or a double strike. These errors create variations that make certain coins much more desirable to collectors. If your 2016 D penny has a noticeable minting mistake, it could easily fetch a significant price in the market. Another factor is the demand for rare and unique coins. Collectors are always looking to complete their sets, and if a certain coin is in high demand, it can lead to price spikes. This is especially true for coins with historical significance, like the 2016 D penny, which marks an important milestone in U.S. coinage. And of course, the grade of the coin plays a major role in its value. Coins that are graded higher, say mint state 65 or better, will generally fetch much higher prices than coins with lower grades. So, if you have a pristine, well-preserved 2016 D penny, you're in luck. If you think you might have a valuable 2016 D penny, here's how you can determine its market value. First, take a close look at its condition. Are there any scratches, discoloration, or wear marks? If so, the value may be lower. If it looks almost brand new and has sharp details, it could be worth more. Next, consider getting your coin professionally graded. Services like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, are trusted organizations that can assign a grade to your coin, which will give you a clearer idea of its worth. Finally, check recent auction results for similar coins. Online marketplaces like eBay often have listings for rare and valuable coins, and you can get a good sense of the current market prices by seeing how much people are willing to pay. So there you have it. The 2016 D Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny may seem like just another coin, but with the right condition, unique features, and a bit of luck, it could be worth thousands of dollars. Whether you've got a penny that's in near perfect condition or one with an exciting mint error, it's worth checking its potential value. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more coin tips and tricks, and leave a comment below if you've ever come across a rare coin in your collection.